All right. Okay. Let's dive in. So I guess let's just start. Go ahead and tell me just a little about what things were like before you found out about us or before you jumped in the program, some of the struggles that you were running into.
So when I was in my 20s, I was diagnosed with PCOS. And at the time, it didn't really mean much to me other than, my doctor at the time told me like birth control would help with the symptoms and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I didn't really realize how big those symptoms really are, especially for me, was the belly weight gain until I was in my 30s and after I had two kids. And I was the biggest I ever was. Couldn't like bring myself to accept that I was that weight. I was always thin growing up, or not thin, but just average size, athletic build. And it was just, I don't know, devastating, I guess you could say, just for me to look in the mirror and just be like blah, and to the point where like I tried to get it off so many times with different diets and different exercises. And I was like, this is just how I'm going to be for the rest of my life. This is the new me, and just kind of accept it. I got some of your emails I'd followed you on, I guess, some social media or something. And I
Mhm.
would get an email from you, like, I don't know, every couple months or something like, hey, here's something new about PCO, or not new, but like, here's something to think about with PCOS and how it affects your body. And I was like, that's good, tidbit. Cool. And hey, if you need any more help, just email me or reach out. And I was like, not today, and just move on. And then I get another one a couple months later. And I was like, I'm just going to email them, see what happens, and emailed you that first meeting. And you're like, are you ready to dive in? And to be honest, I was like, I don't know, like I'm set being like I am, am I really going to put forth the effort and actually give it a real try, give it a real go? Or am I going to just do like every other diet, see a little bit of success, and then get right back to where I was, And I was like, you know what do I have to lose other than the weight, So I did. I jumped in, and like your lessons just kind of like helped me through the whole situation, all the way from the beginning to the end. And they're still helping me right now. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Now, and so in the program, now you sent an email to me a couple weeks ago about your workouts and kind of an aha moment. Do you mind sharing that really quick?
Yeah, so like I work at the hospital. Sorry, I'm still in hospital clothes, but I work in the hospital in the CAT scan department, and I'm around COVID all the time. So I got COVID around the middle of December, and got over that, and then a few weeks later got it again. And I was still having like gunk in my lungs, trouble breathing. I never had fever or anything like that, but just like body aches, tiredness, stuff like that. And I was in the middle of your program, like, working out, eating right. And all of a sudden I couldn't work out. Like I physically could not like catch my breath enough to get a decent or even like a 5-minute workout in. I was just exhausted and didn't have the capacity to do it.
Mhm.
But the whole time in your program, I told you my biggest problem is finding the motivation to go work out. Like the eating part was easy for me. I could handle that. It was getting the motivation to go work out, because the only time I could do it was in the afternoon after work. And I was already exhausted after work, and I didn't have the motivation. And sometimes I didn't have the energy, but I would do it most of the days. But there's a lot of days I skipped. But when I had this double COVID bout is the first time that I was just like, I want to work out. I want to go out there and I want to row. That's what I do for like my high intensity training. And then I want to like work out with weights. I want to, but I can't. And it was just kind of like, I don't know, like a light bulb just went off, turned on. And I was like, this is the new me. Like I have to work out for myself. Like it's not only just a physical benefit, but it's a mental benefit. And I wanted to do it, wasn't able to do it. So as soon as I got better, that's what I did. I went and worked out. And I guess for me, like my whole life, like being in sports and stuff, I always had someone tell me when to work out. They're like, this is when training is, this is what you're going to do. Like it was broken down, right? I never had to like go and like find the motivation because they were my motivation. They were like, this is what time you're going to train. This is what you're going to do every like step of the way. So when I had to do it on my own, I couldn't do it. I couldn't find the motivation. And it's not like you were motivating me with your workouts, you know, and you were motivating me with like, hey, pick your own time for yourself and go work out. But for some reason, it took having COVID and not being able to work out that I was just like, I want to, you know? And then another aspect, I guess, of the aha moment was I haven't really worked out like truly. I say that I have, but I haven't truly worked out since I had kids because they take priority. They're my priority now. And when I had COVID, the COVID bout, I just kind of realized like, yes, they are my priority, but I have to take myself as a priority too. Because if I don't, then they don't get the best version of me. You know, they don't get the mom that can run and play with them. They don't get the mom that wants to do fun activities on the weekends. Like I want to be that mom for them. And I guess during that time, I had a lot of time to reflect. And not only did I want to work out, but I wanted to work out for them, but I wanted to work out for myself more than anything. And I haven't thought like that in a long time. It's always been them, and my family, my family, my family. And it wasn't until this program and going through all the lessons and the physical aspect and the mental aspect that it really kind of just, the light bulb turned on right then. And I was like, this isn't for them. This is for me, for them. You know, like your priorities change in life, but you always have to remember that you are the priority because otherwise you're not the best version for everyone else. Your job, your family, like your friends, whatever your top priorities may be, you have to take care of yourself first and then the rest will follow.
So true. I literally have tingles like everywhere you're saying all that. And a big reason why is I think about all the women that I've talked to over the years who sacrifice themselves, all the moms who are basically, and not even just moms, but like anyone who's in a caretaking situation or anything like that, where they feel like I can't take time for myself to eat better and exercise and to figure out my health and everything because then I'm taking time away from my kids. Now it sounds like you felt that way in the beginning too. Is that right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I was thinking, when am I going to work out? Like, you know, like I literally every moment of my day is scheduled out. Every moment of my day, from when I wake up to when I go to bed, it's scheduled out and it's scheduled for work. It's scheduled for my family. It's scheduled for cooking meals. It's scheduled for running errands. It's every bit is scheduled every single day. I don't have a free moment, or I thought I didn't, you know? So then, you know, coming to you and I was like, I got to find a time. I got to find a time for myself. And I did. I pushed everything else around that time. And everyone knows, like, I can't do anything between, you know, this time and this time every day because I'm working out. I'm doing something for myself.
Now,
So,
do you feel like you're taking time away from your kids, or do you feel like that actually is giving you more time?
not at all. I'm not, yeah, it's not taking time away from anyone. It's just giving that time back to myself. And I probably could find another chunk of time to do something else just because it doesn't have to be all everyone else. You know, you can find time for yourself. You just have to do it. And it's hard. Like, don't get me wrong. It's the hardest thing because you feel guilty, but you have to do it, or like you're just going to get not taken advantage of, but you're just going to be that person that everyone takes, or you're giving. You need to take something for yourself. You need to give yourself a break, give yourself some time to yourself.
But the interesting thing is when you do that, then you have more time or more effort, more energy and stuff to give.
Oh,
And
100%. Yeah. Like I play with my kids all the time, but now I like really play with my kids. We got snow not too long ago, a couple days ago. It's already gone, by the way. And we're in Texas. It doesn't last
Oh
but 2
man.
days. But we don't have sleds here. So I blew up I mean, we do have sleds, but we don't buy them. We don't need them. So I blew up a pool toy, like a blow up, lounger, tied a rope to it, tied the rope to my waist, and sprinted through the park with my kids on the back of this makeshift sled. And they had the best time. And I wouldn't have done that 30 pounds from now. I would not have even thought of, like, I might have blown up the sled and like thrown them down a hill, but I wouldn't have put the rope around my waist and ran through the park sprinting. And even if I tried, I wouldn't have gone long. So, but now, like, I have the energy to play, and I have the fortitude to do like really exciting stuff with them. And that's what I'm super excited about, is getting back into hiking and taking them with me, showing
Mhm.
them how to backpack.
That
So
is so cool. These are the things that get me excited. It's
yeah.
yeah, sure, the scale, the inches, the clothes, the stuff like that. But anytime I talk to anyone, there's always something else. And I want to have the energy to play with my kids. I want to not have to worry about my health anymore. I want to be confident enough in certain situations. And now you're out there. Yeah, you spent time with your kids, and I look at those videos of like the dad sitting in a chair with like a fishing rod, and the kid hits the ball and then they reel it in, instead of going out and actually throwing the ball and playing catch with them, or the mom who is kind of like, I don't know, wiggling their toe and moving a string that rocks the baby or something, instead of actually doing something with the baby. And so in a way, that's kind of what you're saying. Yeah, I'd blow the thing up and I'd stand at the top of the hill, wait for them to bring it, hold it for them to get situated, let go and let them go. But now you're out there actually doing it with them,
Yeah.
building those
Yeah.
memories and stuff. That is so cool. That is
Yeah.
so cool.
It's fun too. It's exciting. Like it's way more fun than standing at the top of a hill.
It is. It is awesome. So, now, really quick, you mentioned earlier that you had done some other programs, and kind of struggled with that. But how does what we do compare to other programs, or I guess what do you find the difference is?
So first of all, you make it very simple right out of the gate. Day one, you have this to work on for the whole week. And then the next week you add something else. It's very simple, to the point. And it's not, I guess, set in stone what you have to do, right? You don't take out this many foods. You can't have this, you can't have that. You can only eat this and you can only eat that. It's not like that at all. Which other diets I have done are like that. You'll never eat a carb again. Well, that's sad because I like carbs.
Yeah.
But you break it down as like, all right, so you have this structure to follow. If you deviate from it, that's fine. It's okay. We're going to make it up tomorrow. And it's not like you're going back on this crazy, like, no carb diet or anything. It's, hey, let's find out some different options for you. Like, what do you like to eat? What do you not like to eat? Let's structure this to you. And so you have, like, I guess your blueprint on like what to do, what not to do, whatever. But then you also like bringing these little specifications special to each individual. And it's not hard. It makes it very easy. And it also helps boost your morale, my morale,
Mhm.
and now I know, like, that's not called a cheat meal anymore. That's not called a cheat day or a bad day. You rephrase it into good things that you can go on through your life and use these things, these lessons that you've taught, and know that you're gonna make it. You're gonna be fine. You're not gonna go back ever. Like,
Mhm.
I can't imagine. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard of anyone going back after your program, but I can't imagine me ever going back to what I was back in July,
Mhm.
because I have the knowledge. I have um, the blueprint. I can always go back to the blueprint.
Mhm.
And it's more of a whole body program than it is just a weight loss program. It's your mind, your body, and your soul, and fine tuning those and finding what makes you tick and what makes you work, and what makes you better as a person.
Mhm.
And I think that's what anyone needs to lose weight or be healthy in general. And it's not about just losing the weight, it's about being healthy and finding yourself again, pretty much.
Mhm. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, I actually have like 10 more questions I want to ask you, but for
Yeah,
time's
let's do
sake, let's
it.
well, let me ask you one question. So you mentioned that there's some customization in there. What's one thing that we customized for you? Can you think of an example?
I think at the very beginning, first week was skip breakfast, eat a protein veggie lunch, and whatever you want for dinner. And I, at the time, was a very big breakfast eater. I couldn't
Mhm.
go like 2 hours without eating breakfast. And you were like, cool, eat breakfast then. Eat a protein and a veggie breakfast, skip lunch, and have whatever you want for dinner. And I was like, aha, I can do that, you know? So yeah, you made it very easy and simple to follow.
Exactly. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. There's a lot of times I'll have people I'll start trying to describe what we do, and they'll say things like, wait, but how many grams of carbs am I supposed to eat? I mean, have we ever talked about that?
No, no,
Right?
yeah,
Or, your exact numbers or how much you should weigh everything. And if we need to, we'll
yeah.
do it, but most people don't need to.
I
So
didn't even know
anyways,
what I put down for my original weight. Like I can't remember it today until you reminded me. But yeah, we never talked
exactly.
about that.
Exactly. Exactly. So, okay, let's talk about results a little bit because, people want to see or hear, I guess, kind of results, but what kind of results do you see? So it was July and now is January. So we're like, what is that? A little over 6 months,
Yeah, yeah.
7 months or
I think
so.
it was like the
So
end of the month or July, the very
yeah,
last week, I think.
yeah. So what kind of results have you seen in that time frame?
So a lot of weight loss, a lot more muscle gain. I'm a whole size, if not two size smaller. A lot of energy, a lot more self-confidence,
Mhm.
and I guess, I don't know, just a lot more respect for myself that I didn't even know that I lost.
Good.
So
Good.
yeah,
That is
that's
awesome.
what I've
That
lost
is
and
so cool.
gained.
Good. Okay. Now, if there was somebody who was wondering about the program and they were kind of thinking about it, sounding like, oh, it sounds like it's way too easy, or it just sounds too good to be true, or something like that, what would you say to that type of person?
Um, well, I mean, it's gonna take work. It's not too good to be true. It's always gonna be work and it's gonna be hard, but you have to figure out what is your hardest thing that you have to overcome. And this program will find it. You will
Mhm.
discover it and you will be able to conquer it. So yeah, it's not too good to be true, but it works 100%. Like, you jump into it, do it. There's nothing to lose
Awesome.
except for the weight and to gain your respect back. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, Allison, thank you. Thank you for sharing all this.
thank you. Appreciate it, John. I really do.